Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we get to do an interview with a guy who has brought something really special to our truck show. This is the first time I've actually got to get inside a Marmon. I won't say it's the first time I've walked around one. We've seen them at other truck shows. But this is the first time we've got to look, see, touch, smell this thing, right? And so there was a couple of cool interactions with us and the owner, and some tall tales, and we're gonna let you guys tell us, what do you think about some of the stories you hear in this video?
Yeah, is it true or false? So you gotta watch the whole video because it's pretty interesting.
It is.
It's sort of maybe like a fishing story, maybe it's not. We don't know anything.
Yeah, but we want you guys to watch the whole video. Let us know, because we don't know anything about Marmon or the CEO or racing engines. That's all news to me, and so I don't know. I'm really curious. And the unfortunate part is that kind of history. There wasn't a lot of that out on the internet back then.
But maybe one of these viewers here know.
Maybe you guys can point us into the right direction and tell us, where do we find that information to validate it? We don't even know.
Yeah, follow along, guys. It's a fun video.
Let's do this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are going to walk around and check out some cool trucks today, and our first one right off the rip, we've never had a Marmon here at the Semi-Casual Truck Show. We found the owner, Mr. Joe David Smith. He's going to walk us around this truck and kind of tell us all about it.
I'm pretty excited to get into this because I don't know a lot about Marmons, and you've got a very unique truck.
It's very unique. A lot of times when I stop to get fuel, when I come back out, there's probably 10 drivers around it. Everybody's taking pictures. I've seen people set their kids on my fenders. I was at a truck stop one time, and a bunch, I'm not gonna call them civilians, they wasn't truck drivers, and they was in cars. And when we come back out, my truck was just in line like everybody else's, and they was probably 25 people, women, older people, they was all around it, taking pictures of it. And when I walked up and they seen it was mine, they started apologizing. They said, "Do you care if we take pictures? If you do, we'll just give you our pictures." I said, "No, ma'am, just take all the pictures you want." But that's nearly every time you stop and get fuel, those people never heard of a Marmon, younger people. DOT, 2 officers in Mississippi, I come through there one day and pulled up on the scale, and I sat there and I sat there and I sat there, and I was bobtailing like now. Then finally they hollered on the CB and said, "Pull it out there in the parking lot and we'll be out there." And what it was 2 young guys, DOT officers, had never seen a Marmon.
Just wanted to check it out.
And of course they went ahead and did a DOT and went back in, wanted me to go in the office and all with them, and the older guy was in there. And these 2 young guys are excited. They said, "Hey man, you ever seen a Marmon? You ever heard of it?" And the old guy looked at them like they'd lost their mind and said, "Yeah, I know what a Marmon is, but that's usually what you get with it."
Yep.
Going down the highway, people will holler at me and they'll say, "Let us get beside you and take pictures." Of course, and I've nearly had them get too close trying to do that, but that's the life of the Marmon, I guess.
That's really neat. Let's go over and just kind of tell us some more about the truck.
Well, you can see the front bumper's bent. I have a problem with animals. I don't know, maybe animals likes the truck too. It seemed like
right out in front of you
there's
sometimes.
one determined to keep my front bumper bent. So Marmon is a real old company. Like, they built the first military trucks that was four-wheel drive for World War I. See, that's how far back they go. And they built cowboys, built these. They're out of Texas.
Yep.
Well, 97 was the last year. I guess this was a family-orientated place.
Yep.
And 97 was the last year, and from what I understand, International went out there and bought the plant and started making some kind of big off-road truck, like to do power lines and stuff.
Yep.
And I'm not sure they're even still in business now. So, but Marmon is still making like running gear and big stuff, like for huge outfits, you know.
Yep.
But 97 was the last year. That's a 96. I've had it a little over 26 years.
And so you still work this truck?
I still work that truck.
How many miles are on it?
It's not hardly got 1 million miles. I know that's not a lot for the year model, but what I do is tow away. And sometimes I might not do but a load a month.
Okay.
And once I put it up for 5 years just to get it off of the highway. Then I wanted to come back out on the road, and I thought if I'm gonna be on the road, I'm gonna have to be in that Marmon. I don't want to be in nothing else. So here we are, 26 point something years later.
This thing's pretty awesome. So is the sleeper on this truck, is that a factory sleeper?
That's everything about it. It's 100% like it rolled off of the showroom floor.
Yeah, because we were curious about the window like that. Like if that was something they did, was that little corner window?
You know, I've only seen like 2 of these maybe in all these years that had the side windows.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll run up on one that's got the window up in the top, but there's probably not 5 tall sleepers left in the world. And I was fortunate enough to have one of them.
That's really cool.
We
were talking earlier in the week, and we were thinking there was less than 10 of these registered as working trucks on the road now in the whole country.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
But it does make it a really cool piece for sure.
This truck came with a VCR video. Do y'all remember them?
Yeah.
There was that little big cassette.
Yep.
See, it's a hand-built truck. It's not assembly line. And if you ordered one of them, you was welcome to come watch what went on building it and all that. They didn't want you in the way or nothing like that, but you could come visit your truck going down, getting it built. Well, on this video, I had that and I done something with it. I ain't gonna tell you what I done, but I let it get away. The CEO, when this truck came out the door, was standing out there. And there's a few of these trucks. I'll show you what's on this dash. There's an emblem right here, looks like an oil pressure gauge.
Yep.
It says special built. The ones that comes out of there special built like that, that CEO standing there on this tape, and he said, we guarantee this truck to cruise 120 mile an hour grossed out when it leaves this door right here.
No way.
Wow.
Well, when
They said we guarantee.
we guarantee, this is on video now from the factory, and from what I understand, everybody that's got one of these gets the VCR. And I'll tell you what happened to mine. I was cleaning this truck out, and I had a bunch of stuff outside, and I had laid that VCR out there, and I had a water hose, and I wet all that stuff, and I ruined mine.
Oh man.
But I think like on History Channel one time, that guy was on there showing that again. I never got to see the History Channel the day they did that.
Yeah.
But he was standing there saying, we guarantee it to cruise 120 mile an hour grossed out. Well, when I first got it, I knew it was very impressive. I made a lot of people mad with it.
Yeah. I mean, if you can make a statement like that,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
under the hood?
It's 4 1/4 cat, but here's the deal. Cat has got a 4 1/4 racing motor. And somehow or another, I'm going to say Marmon talked them in to letting them do some of that particular thing to these motors on these special built trucks. It's been, I don't know, a little over 2 years I had it built in Birmingham, and there's a guy down there named John Goldsmith. He's world renowned for these motors. Well, I had him build a pump too while they was building it, and I walked in there one day, and he had 2 springs in his hand. Little springs about so long, goes in your governor right. He said, put these in your fingers and mash them. So I did that. one of them was weaker than the other, and I thought, well, he's putting a new spring in. Mine was weak. He said, no, that's not what that is. That's a racing spring. And we're not going to put it back in there because we're giving you 3-year warranty.
Mm-hmm.
And he put the regular spring
Springs back in it.
But it still ain't hurt it. So before I left, he sneaked over and put that spring in my hand, so I've got it at home.
That's pretty
If
neat.
I wanted to play, well, I could still play.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the story of this truck.
What gears in that? What rear?
It's got 355 gears with a 15-speed overdrive.
Okay.
1,500 RPMs. It's 70 mile an hour. And from a factory, when I got it, it was turning up in the 20s RPM. That's where they could get to 120.
Yeah. Okay.
But the thing about it, it was powerful enough.
You're not gonna run 120 for a long time.
No, but see, this one's not like most trucks. Only got 80 on the speedometer.
Yeah.
Mine's got the full 100.
Does it really? Let's just see.
The gauges are racing gauges. They don't say like half and full. They say 2/4, you know, stuff like that.
Man, check it out. The speedo reads 100 miles an hour.
It shows 100, and it'll go past that straight up and down.
That's wild. That's pretty neat. You've had this for 26 years.
June was 26, so now I'm going on 27.
That's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Well, thanks for showing us around this thing. I'm a
to
super
see if
fan
I can
of
show
this.
you one other thing. I'll show you how well these are built. These was called the Rolls Royce of trucks. Let me unlock this little door. Watch that door.
I mean,
It has to go
It's sealed.
through that little bit of screen and all under there to get here. That's how tight they still are after 26 years.
You can take a lot of older trucks and close the door, and that thing's never going to move.
It's
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
move.
Yeah.
No.
That's really neat. I've only ever got to see a few of these trucks, but I just got a whole history lesson about this that I had no idea about.
Yeah, and you never run across these things. I mean, you see them occasionally, very, very occasionally at shows, but this is definitely the first time we've ever had a Marmon here.
96, it was $90,000. I talked to a guy, he was talking with me one day, and he said that in 96 I bought 2 nice Peterbilts, not the cheap ones. And he said I give $75,000 a piece for it. And this was 90 the same year.
Wow.
So that's a lot of difference, but that's been worth it.
Yeah.
It's still warm and cool, and
That's really awesome.
No,
What's
it's
the
super
wheelbase
cool.
on it?
one's 265.
265.
So, on that note, being that it's got so much more quality usually costs you weight. Have you
Yeah.
ever ran it across the scale?
Yeah, it's if you fill it up with fuel, that's 300 gallon. It's pushing 23,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That really hurts if you're hauling weight. But see, I do tow away, and it don't matter.
Yeah.
If it weighed 50,000, it wouldn't hurt me.
Right. So she's a tank.
It's a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23,000 pounds. That is a tank.
I went to a show, and they had it was a Marmon show in Texas. They have one every year, and they had the cab off of one of them and had it sawed in two. And they claim Marmon's got a crash cockpit. You can get on top of my cab and dance, or the sleeper, and nothing moves. Well, when they sawed the cab in two, it was to show everybody what they had done.
Yeah.
And around the edges is a big rectangle bar. It was just all in the cab and the sleeper.
So it's kind of like it's got a cage almost.
It's
in
like
it.
a cage inside that sheet metal.
That's pretty cool.
I don't believe
out of this.
something like that would hold up 80,000 pounds sliding on its top and hitting rocks and guardrails, but it might help a little. You know. Under normal circumstances, it probably would. But. Well, if you look at this, the sleeper and the cab, they're not separated. And most trucks, when you leave the cab and go to the sleeper, you got to either step up or step down. Mine's not like that. It's flat from the back to the firewall.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything, you know.
Could we get in? Can I film inside there and show that?
Yeah, you can do all that.
All right, so now we're on the inside. Tommy, this thing is really neat.
Yeah, and it really is. Like, it's got the flat panels like we were talking about outside. You can see out the little side window right here. He's got this little curtain that kind of covers it up from the sleeper's perspective, but you know, you can move those curtains.
You can go straight through here. I mean,
Yeah,
this thing's huge.
The amount of, like, the sleeper hole. Like,
This is like the Ultra Lofts from way back in the day.
Yeah,
this thing, I mean, it's huge.
it's like the first version, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, super huge sleeper back here, all kinds of space.
You got your AC controls back here. It's got an ashtray in the middle by the bed.
And then I think this is a document holder right here, right?
Cowboy hat.
Oh, is that for your cowboy
Yeah,
hat?
because you got your ring and then you.
Oh, okay.
Or document. I mean, it'd work either way.
And then you got this old dash and everything like that. And you know, the first thing I spotted whenever I got in,
What?
it took me way back, is there is a Rand McNally Motor Carrier Road Atlas.
Most people on the road now has got a GPS up here or a user phone, and I'm not even gonna lie, I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I guarantee you, he can go anywhere in the country off that book and never need anybody to tell him anything.
No, for sure. And it's just one of those things. Like honestly, if I handed that to my son, he'd be like, "What is this?
What do I do?
Like what? I don't even know what to do with this." And it's like, this is how you navigate around the country. And he was like, "Well, how do you?" I bet he'd ask me, "How do you put in an address?"
Right. I love this. I love this truck for so many reasons. There's a lot if you start looking at the stuff that's done to this.
Yep.
It was a well thought out truck.
Yeah.
Check this out. Look at his coffee thermos.
Yeah, that thing sings.
He's been trucking with this forever.
But man, look at these doors. I'm just now noticing the channel in that door right there. Like peek around to this side. It's this huge channel.
Yeah, and the door's thick.
It's thick. That is a super thick door.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had it. Well, he'll tell us some more, but he's had this thing, I think, 26 years.
Yeah.
And this is the truck he drives.
Super cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys, that is it for this video. Tommy, I love that truck, the history, and Joe telling us all the stuff about it. It's super neat.
Hey, it was really cool getting to learn a little bit about the Marmon truck brand. I didn't know that they made them as late as 1997. I thought that was like way further back than that. I thought the Marmon brand was gone in the 80s.
Yep.
And so I don't know, seeing in 1996, getting to learn a little bit about the brand, super cool.
It is.
All right, so you guys know what to do. You got to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
At Semi Casual Show.
And then we will see you guys next time.
Later.